Hello and welcome once again to the Rugged Rock Hound. Today doing some polishing and maybe some cutting. We'll see. So to start things off, I do need to finish that. So last time I was working on this, but it was going to take more time than I had on that day. So let's get this one finished. We also have quite a few other options that are still sitting here, and I brought a few additional ones as well, just in case I want to try some of those. So the other possibility is Alan now has a nice trim saw, or well, slab saw is what I meant to say. So I'd like to use it, except I haven't used it yet, and I know he's going to want me to go through everything before I use it, and he's got one of his still there, so I'm going to wait until he gets here. So he's actually at work right now. Anyway, so I brought some rocks in case we get around to that. I've got some jasper from the Drum Mountains, and then I've still got a piece of the agate from the large seam that we found at the end of the year. So I brought those with me in case we get to do those. And if not, that's okay. I'll save them for next time. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on that, and then we'll see what we're gonna go with from there. Alright, I'm looking at these, and I think where I left off, actually, I've still got scratches on here that are big enough, so I'm pretty sure I need to still go back to the 300 over here. And then I can move on down to here, which I think, what was this, the 600 or something? So I gotta go back over here first, finish those up, and then I can move down this way. So this piece of it broke off. It had an inherent fracture, which I can now see running through it on the other side here. So I need to be more careful with this piece, because I don't want anything breaking off this one. The problem here, so I am struggling to get, let me use my pinky, to the scratches on the inside right here. And for this, it's like all through the inside. The reason being is this is a cabbing machine, right? And you want these to be flat, and these first two are mostly flat, but once you get to the soft ones, they're not. There's a groove in the middle, like it bends toward the middle, so it'll polish well along the edges and not so well in the middle. And when you're trying to get to stuff like this, it's almost impossible to get to the center part here and get a full polish there. So I've been working at this for like 20 minutes now, just trying to get it from here to here, and I can't, because as you can see right there, these scratches along the interior, I just can't get them out. So these ones, you know, I have a lot of pieces that I want to leave as specimens, but without curving them, I can't do it on this. At some point, I need to get like a flat lap so that I can do flat polish on the ones that I want to be a specimen. So I think a lot of my pieces that I want to be good specimens, particularly ones that are this big and bigger, I'm going to just save those for a time when I can actually have a flat lap to actually do a flat polish. Yeah, so I am just going to hold off on this. We'll do some other things. So here's an example of one that's good for this. It's a single piece. It's got those radiating crystals. It's just this one single piece that's fallen out or just whatever, broken off something. So I don't know if polishing this side or this side's going to be better. And I can't tell right now, so what I'm going to do is grind it down, see if it's already looking good on this side. If not, I'll switch to this side and try this side, and just see if we can make something that looks good. And because I can round this intentionally, like this, it'll work on this machine. Alright, anyway, let's get to it. Okay, there's a lot of voids on this side. You see, we got voids all through there and all through here. This side, though, I'm not seeing the same, so I think I'm going to try this side now and see if I can get a better look at it. Well, after grinding on it for a bit, it looks like the best exposure is along the top, so you can see a little bit of stuff. Can't see everything in there, because it's not really clear, it's just kind of clear. So, anyway, yeah, this is going to be the best side to polish up. Okay, well, I'll grind it a little bit more, and then we'll run it down the line and polish it up. And there we go. So, sorry about all the, dog hair. I dropped this, had to pick it up, and then, of course, the tape picked up everything. Anyway, so this took me about 10 minutes to finish. I can see there's just a few scratches still on the dome right there. But otherwise, it's really nice. So, it definitely... the way the machine's designed, I think I'm going to have to kind of change up. I'm going to focus on just doing cabochons, pieces like this where it's a loose piece that I'm just going to polish and make a curved surface, or really small specimens that I can kind of dome. The other ones, the things that I want to make into specimens that are like, you know, a nodule like this that I cut in half that I want both sides polished, I think I'm going to save those for down the road when I can do more of a flat polish, or use this machine that Alan's got that he's still working on fixing up. This one's much larger, so it can do larger pieces, and it might be better with its dealing with more flat surface. So we'll see how that goes. Let's transition to setting up a cabochon. So I've got some of the nice, beautiful Picasso marble here. So I'm going to probably make a cabochon right through there. Alright, so I'm going to mark it out. I'll cut off the edges, round off the edges, and then dop it up. So there we go, I've marked the circle. I've cut around the edge. Now I just need to grind down to the edge of that circle. And that's going to look cool. It's going to look like kind of winter trees or dead trees on the hillside at sunset. Well, I've ground it down. It looks great, except there's a chip there that shouldn't be a problem if I dome, but look at that. Got some fractures going in. So I'm going to just go ahead with it and go ahead and just hope that there won't be pieces that chip off up here and ruin the cabochon, but I'm just going to try it. Why not? It's all learning. I mean, that looks beautiful, doesn't it? What a fantastic arrangement for a pendant, for a cabochon. Alright, I've got it all dopped up. It's cooling down. So this is the stuff I've decided I'm keeping here to work with. Everything else I've put into a basket to take back home, since it just doesn't work on this tool, I guess you could say. This is designed for cabbing. It's a cabbing machine. It's the wrong tool for a bunch of other things. So this I want to maybe try and do a cabochon with. This I do as well. This one is just a loose piece that I can sit there and kind of grind into a curved space. Long, thin ones like this I tend to do okay with. So I'm going to do that one. And then this one I'm going to turn into probably kind of a long cabochon, maybe like a rectangle. So those are staying, as well as the opals. So I still have all the opal stuff here that I'm just leaving in this container here. I'm not going to get to it in this video. I'll probably start opals up again in the next video. I think I'm going to go ahead and mark this one out. Square it up. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a square on this one, or something like that. I'll figure out what shape I want to do. Alright, decided to go with kind of more elongated oval. That should look pretty good. So I've already trimmed it down a little bit, so we're going to grind it down. And we'll grind down this side a little bit too. Got the Salina Wonderstone all dopped up and ready to go. Let's see, how do we want to tack this piece? I think what I'll do is I'll grind this and this all the way like this. Probably won't touch this side, and just kind of make it a domed space here. Let's go for that. Well, there you go. That's pretty nice. You can see the edge is calcite, so that won't be great. It'll still kind of polish up, but definitely this part is the main focus. And I think I've ground it down enough so it'll have the curve that we need, so we can get it all the way down the line. Here it is all polished up. That turned out great. I spent a little extra time on it, making sure I got all the scratches, and yeah, I can't even see any. So that's a beautiful one. Fun. Just kind of a nice little specimen that just displays like that. Sweet. Okay, time to go ahead and turn that into a beautiful cabochon and hope it doesn't fracture anywhere. Alright, before I get onto that, Alan actually just made it back, and he's going to show me the lowdown on this and show me how to do it, and then we're going to throw a rock in there.
Okay, so let's grab one of the rocks.
Let's start with the smaller one. So some of the Drum Mountain Jasper.
Okay. Alright. So it's power drive, so it'll feed itself. Side to side motion is this crank here. So we want to move it so that we've got some space to slab off, because I've got it right next to it.
Right.
And then, yeah, probably.
However, it's going to hold it easiest.
Yeah, probably there. And then this is just a wedge. Just make sure it don't move. Then this is the release on the power drive, so you push that down.
Okay.
It unlocks it, and this is the stop chain for the switch.
Okay.
So we want to move that so that the
Saw will completely.
saw will complete.
Got it.
And then there's just a little hook, right?
Oh, I see the hook. Okay.
There that you hook the chain to.
All right.
Okay, and then I bring it back, and then run this over to.
You're gonna have to pull it back a little more. Good. Yeah.
Somewhere about there.
Probably a little
A
more.
little bit more.
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay, and then lift the lever, and then I just spin the blade to make sure I didn't run it into it. The lid has to be closed, and then that's a safety switch. This is a safety switch, and then this is the shut off. So that's got to be forward, that's got to be out, and
Let her go.
push the button and let it go.
Oh, thank you so much, Alan. We'll let it go. All right, now we can come back here and get to work on that. So we got that saw in the back going. We got this going. It's kind of noisy in here. Anyway, let's get to it. There it is, all domed up. All right, time to work it down the line and get it all polished. And there it is. So unfortunately, there's a fracture there. But beside that, it is stunning. Look at that. We could call it like dead trees at twilight or something on a hill. Okay, it shut off a few minutes ago. Let's go ahead and take a look in here. All right, I thought so. I thought the end piece would come out in a couple pieces, and I was right. So there we go. Yeah, it's about what I thought it would look like. Still pretty nice. So we'll take those pieces, put them in the cat litter here, kitty litter, because that's what you do to get the oil out of these things. Great. So now we release and pull back, right? Yep, there we go. Pull it all the way up here. Well, maybe right about there. Now we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He said 8 gets a slab about that thick. I want mine thicker. Oh, I went the wrong way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're about where we were. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I want mine a little thicker, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Or is that too thick? Maybe I'll pull it back just a little bit. Maybe one more turn. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah. Okay, we got everything ready. This is forward. We can now pull this down and start her up. And now I gotta clean the oil off my hands. Time for the next one. You can't see much yet, but you know there's gonna be more black there on the top when we get in deeper. And this is really thick, so I'm going to grind it down some more and then start doming it. Away we go. Alright, looking good. It's all domed up now. Okay, I like that the black split a little bit. Adds a little bit more variety to it. Okay, let's work it down the line and get it all polished up. There it is, all polished up. That looks quite nice too. I still prefer the Picasso marble to this Salina Wonderstone, but it's still really good stuff. Alright, the saw hasn't quite finished yet. We'll give it a few minutes and it should be done, and we'll take a look at the next slab that came off of it, or probably the first slab because the other one broke. But anyway, so there's probably going to be still some oil dripping, but shall we see? Wait. It didn't lock. It didn't do anything. It just sat there and spun. Okay. Here we go. Got it right where we want it. Now we pull that up. Okay, now. It's alright. Just means we have to wait a little longer. Great. Well, let's see. I think I'm gonna save these, and I think for today the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna polish these up, and then we'll see the slab that comes off of that. And that'll be a good place to end, I think. Alright, let's get these polished up. I'm almost done polishing this up. I'm actually on the final wheel, but the machine shut off just a few minutes ago, so I figure let's come over and take a look. Looks like that fracture goes through because it split in the same place as before. But it is nice, look at that. It is really nice jasper material, so I am happy with that. So let's take and put that also in the cat litter here. Huh, another fracture. It's just riddled with fractures. And here's the next piece. Yeah, pretty material. Unfortunately, it's a fractured one. But I figured, you know, when I start, I want to start with the things that I'm less precious about. Things that maybe are fractured. And then we'll get to the better stuff as we go on. And here it is, all polished up. The center of it isn't quite polished because it's got crystals and voids right in the middle. But other than that, it's really nice. I even took and polished the back side of this just to kind of get a look at that. Still a little wet. But I wanted to see what that looked like because I thought it looked cool too. Anyway, that's a pretty nice one to end on. Sweet. And that's it for today. Sorry about the noise, but we got the saw going away, you know. Want to keep it cutting. Get more of that beautiful Drum Mountain red and tan jasper. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. Next time I'm probably going to do something different. I think I'm going to try and do a cutting video in the winter. Because I could probably use the garage as kind of a shelter. Get the blades spraying out the front of the garage, and it'll be cold, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I think next time I'm going to try and do a cutting video. We'll see. I'm also coming out of cold. I had a cold last week, so it's been over a week since I filmed anything. Anyway, until next time, remember, there is treasure everywhere.